How's it going, guys, and welcome back to Red 5 Reviews. Today we are starting off our reviews for the Han Solo trilogy written by A.C. Crispin. We're going to be starting off with book 1, The Paradise Snare. Now, they did release these books individually, and they have mass market paperback versions of them. They also have a couple of omnibus versions like the one that I just showed you right here, and they also have a version that was sold at Barnes & Noble. This was actually my the first version of the Han Solo trilogy that I bought. I bought this whenever they announced that there was going to be a Han Solo movie coming out, so I wanted to read it and kind of compare it to the film. I will have to say though, I think I like this cover better. But anyway, with that said, guys, let's go ahead and get started with this review. We're going to start off though with a brief summary. So when he was younger, before we first meet him in episode 4, Han Solo spent most of his time aboard the Trader's Luck when he was taken in by a criminal named Garrus Shrike, who ran a gang that was involved in pickpocketing, scams, and other criminal activity. Han is eventually freed from Shrike's control, but sadly it was due to the sacrifice of his Wookiee friend named Dulana. Han takes a piloting job on the planet Elysia under the fake name Vic Drago. He eventually falls in love with a woman named Bryant and befriends and works with a Yogorian named Murg. As Han works towards what he believes will be a better future as an Imperial officer, unfortunately, his past soon catches up with him. So this is actually my second time reading this trilogy, and when it comes to the Paradise Snare, I enjoy it now just as I did when I first read it a few years ago. I thought the story was very well written, but the only negative that I have is that I did think that the pacing wasn't the greatest. It did feel a little slow at times, but other than that, I thought the story was pretty well crafted. Now, what I was most impressed with is I thought the author, A.C. Crispin, did a fantastic job at characterization. As the story progresses, you start to see Han turn into the character that we first see when he's first introduced in A New Hope, due to some of the events that he's been through. But we still have 2 more books to go before we get into that full transition. Now, not to spoil too much, but Han doesn't meet Chewbacca in this book, but there were things that happened that implied how their friendship would eventually be formed, and I thought that was handled pretty well. Instead, as mentioned earlier, he spends most of his time with a Yogorian named Murg, who was assigned to be a bodyguard to Solo. And I thought his character was pretty well done, but I will say it was a little hard for me to get invested in him or Han's eventual love interest, Bryant, because, well, if you've seen the movies, then you know how things will eventually play out for Han Solo. But it was still fun to see how things got started before we get there. I will say that Bryant still has a pretty big part to play in this trilogy, not just for Han, but for future stories to come. But that's all I'll say. Now, do I recommend that you start reading book 1 of the Han Solo trilogy, The Paradise Snare by A.C. Crispin? Yes, I do. Despite some of the pacing issues, I thought this story was great. Han's origin is handled very well, but stick with me, guys, because soon we'll continue looking into Han's past in my review of the second book, The Hutt Gambit. I'm going to give The Paradise Snare 4 out of 5 stars. But if you read this book, then what did you guys think? Either way, post your thoughts down in the comments below and I'll be happy to check those out. But thanks for checking out this review, guys. If you liked it, then hit that like button and consider subscribing if you'd like to stay updated for more book and comic reviews. Have a great one, guys. And since this is a book about Han Solo, I'm going to instead end my video with this. Never tell me the odds.